welcome back to my channel. My name is Nihel, and today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna try to not ramble too much. I tend to do that. As you can see from my fit, I'm already feeling the fall vibes, okay? And my makeup look goes with that whole like aesthetic of fall. Okay, so before starting, prepping is really important. I moisturize with the CeraVe just regular moisturizing cream, and my sunscreen currently is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40. Make sure to use at least a teaspoon of this. I see people just raving about the importance of sunscreen, which is amazing, but then they apply like the tiniest amount and it's like, that shit ain't doing nothing. We're gonna go ahead with the Hollywood Flawless filter. My shade is shade number 3. Basically, this is just like a glowy primer. I can't really describe it, but it's just very unique. The formula is wonderful. Truly just like gives a glow from within, and it's so pretty. Expensive but worth it in my opinion. My beauty blender has vanished into the universe. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna be just using this flat brush. Typically I do everything with my beauty blender. It's just my preferred way of doing things, but it's fine. I also forgot to mention that you can apply this under your foundation or over your foundation. Both ways look incredible. It doesn't matter what season it is. I'm always down for some glow. Just because I have such dry skin, like glowy skin really compliments me. Gives the illusion of some nice plumped hydrated skin, when in fact it is crumbling. Okay, next, faux freckles are a must for me. I love them with all my heart. If you haven't watched like any of my faux freckles videos, you should start with that. I feel like that's kind of part of my brand. I recently reviewed the Colourpop freckle pens and they are lovely. I love them very much. I have 2 shades right here. So we have dark brown and soft brown. In my review, I was saying that the dark brown was too dark for me and there was no way this was gonna work. I found a hack, and it's actually to use it under your foundation or concealer, whatever you use. Basically, these work really great on bare skin. So I just go ahead and go to town, and this layer of freckles is going to be just my base layer, and then after that I'll go back in with the soft brown. As you can see, it's dark and it's gonna look weird at first, but you gotta trust the process. And you basically want to put it like everywhere, like even on your eyelids, under your eyes, forehead. The more random it is, the more natural it appears. And most of these freckles are gonna be covered up anyways. Like I said, it's really just like a base layer, and everything will look coherent at the end, trust me. We're gonna move on to foundation or skin tint. Basically, I've been loving the Morphe 2 skin tint. I did a whole review on this line and I really love this stuff. And I also really like the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. So I kind of alternate between the two. As of late, I love this. I love this stuff. This is the shade Hint of Almond. Just shake it up. You can apply it with your fingers, a brush, or a beauty blender. My favorite way is with the beauty blender. However, we've already covered this. I lost it. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Typically, I just go straight on my face, but since I'm going to be using the brush, and this gives like insane coverage with the brush, I'm just gonna go in like that so I can control the coverage. And I'm just gonna go lightly over those freckles. I know some of you might think like, what's the point of covering them? But layering is such a key element to creating full freckles in my opinion. The more layers there are, the more natural they appear. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this amount of coverage. Next, I'm going to go in with my Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is the shade Medium 2. Basically, I bought this when they didn't have like their full shade range. And I have no idea what the equivalent of the new shade range is. So, I don't know. I like to use this with my finger. I just go slightly under my eye. And then some pimples around my nose. Cover that 5 o'clock shadow. And I'm gonna go in with this brush and blend everything out. Next is powder. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is a very long name. My shade is medium 2, and this broke, which is absolutely heartbreaking. I have to be super careful, but it's broken. Very, very sad. I did not even drop this. Basically, I think that I used it so much, it created like a really big hole. And then it became so soft that one day it just gave up and it broke. I could repress it, but let's be honest, I'm kind of lazy for that. And I'm scared it's going to change the formula of the powder, so I just leave it like that. And I only really set under my eyes since the concealer tends to crease. And then with the leftover just on my forehead slightly and right here. Next is bronzer. Currently I'm using the Wet n Wild bronzer. My shade is Sunset Striptease. And I use this big powder brush. Dip it in there. Then I take a smaller brush, dip it into the bronzer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just define my nose. It's not really nose contouring, it's just to bring it back slightly. And then I pinch it and I will draw like a button nose, kind of, I don't know. And then I just go over it and blend. And then I'll also use this in my crease and under my eye. Very good, very nice. No! Yeah, the only thing I hate about drugstore makeup is their packaging is always so cheap. Next is blush, and I'm going to be using the Morphe 2 Amaze blush. Honestly, I use a different blush every day. I have so many blushes. I'm trying to get through all of them. But yes, this is the only thing that like really changes every day. And I'm using this Eco Tools blush brush. Or is it a bronzer brush? I don't know. And just blending this out. And I'm also trying to go through this Essence blush. I'm just gonna put it over. Now it's time to furthermore bring back in those freckles and just basically go to town with the soft brown shade. The reason why I go so fast is because if you think about it too long, the pattern is gonna look really fake. Like, freckles are really random, so you just want to go super randomly, very, very fast, and then I just tap them in. I even put it like inside my nose. I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face with this Morphe Luminous setting spray, and to be honest, I'm going to be returning this. It's literally like putting on perfume on your whole face. It smells so intense. I mean, I don't hate the smell. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just so strong. Yeah, no. It's literally as if you're inhaling perfume. I'm finally going to be showing you guys how I do my brows. I've gotten so many requests to do it. Actually, three. I'm not gonna go there. This video is highly requested when really it was just requested by 3 people. I do the soap brow technique, and then the days that I'm really lazy, I just fill them in and then set them. I'm gonna show you both. So on this side, I'll do the soap brow, and then on this side, I'll just do the regular like brow that I do when I don't want to do soap brows. Let's zoom y'all in. For the soap brows, you need some soap, some water or setting spray. You go ahead and you wet your soap, take your spoolie, and go ahead and work it in. You want the consistency to be like pasty enough but not too liquidy. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and brush this through my brows. Next, I'm gonna be taking my Tartelette palette. Very beat up, very loved. This was my first ever purchased at Sephora. Purchase. I'm using this angled brush. I'm going to be dipping into those two brown shades. Sometimes I go in with a little bit of black, but like barely touch it, and sort of shape and see where I need to fill in my brows. The shape never looks the same. It's always something different every day. TBH. And then for the front, I just do upward strokes. Then I go back in with the spoolie. And then you can either leave the hairs like this, or you can brush them down like this for like more of a polished look, but I like mine to be like nice and bushy. And then I will after that go in with the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit, and the reason why is because this will not hold my brows in place. I put it on, then with the back of my spoolie I press it in, and this is what ensures the brow to look nice and bushy all day long. Okay, same thing for the other side. The only difference though is I will fill it in before applying any eyebrow stuff. Brush it. Then I use the Glossier Clear Boy Brow because this is going to give it some shape and volume. Then I used the 24-hour one from Benefit, and again brushing everything up with the spoolie brush, pressing it in. And that's it. So this is the soap brow, and this is just with the regular brow stuff, I guess. And that's how I do my brows. But as you can see, this one is already falling down. So I'm just going to put some soap in this one to even everything out. I really can't speak. What is wrong with me? I'm gonna keep you guys zoomed in because we're gonna move on to the eyes. Using the same palette, I'm grabbing a blending brush and I'm gonna be dipping into the shade Force of Nature and Wanderer, and apply this on my eye. Next, I'm gonna be grabbing this Fenty Fly liner, and I'm going to be doing a small line across my eyelid. Sometimes I'll wing it out, sometimes I don't, depends how I'm feeling. And I'm also going to extend my inner corner. I unfortunately do not like this stuff because it smudges. It's very sad, but like with my hooded eyes, everything that is on my lash line transfers like right here, so it smudges. It's not waterproof, which is really sad because the intensity is there. It's super easy to apply. Everything about this is amazing, except that it doesn't last on me. I hate to say it. I don't like a Fenty product. And then I go in with the angled brush that I use for my brows, and I dip it into the the darkest brown, which is called Multitasker. And I will go over this. And then I go with the actual black shade right here, which is called Fashionista. And this one I actually use pressed against the lower lash line. And then sometimes with the black eyeshadow, I'll just wing it out slightly. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess mascara. And I don't do any lower lash mascara just because that tends to make my eye even smaller than it is. Of course. In the meantime, I'm going to do some highlighting with the Morphe 2 Gloss Pop Face and Eyes Gloss. I love this stuff so much, and I just use a tiny amount. You really do not need that much. Next is lips, and lips is also something that changes literally every day. If I'm feeling a clear gloss, I'll go in with this one by Morphe 2. I love this lip gloss by Fenty in Fussy, and I also like my original one. I got this sample from Clinique in the shade Black Honey, which I really like too. I think that's what I'm going to be using today. I love just using my glossierbomb.com in Cherry. In my last video, I wore a red lip, and it was the Nude Sticks in the shade Vintage. So this is like a darker red for fall. I love this one too. I also love the shade Fringe by Nude Sticks as well. It's really, really pretty. Actually, I might wear this today. Should I wear this? I'll do this and then the lip gloss. Yes. And these glide on like butter. Like, Nude Sticks has truly nailed their formula for lipsticks. And then I'll just go in with this gloss on top. And that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe.